You are not here by chance. Nothing in the vast geometry of universal frequency is accidental when this signal arrives within your inner field. At the precise moment these words cascade into your consciousness, an unseen quantum observer, attuned to the fine calibration of your vibrational architecture, fixes its gaze upon your energetic signature. This glance is not superficial. It is a resonant alignment, a pulse syncing with the deepest substratum of your being, initiating a convergence where observer and observed dissolve into singular coherence. Most who traverse existence remain unaware of this parallel metric, the hidden universal assessment humming beneath their reactive surface. But you have passed through veils unspoken, waves of calibration that tested your integrity under pressure, your coherence amid dissonance. This moment is the summoning, a magnetic resonance encoded in the non-local field intelligence itself, a call that ripples beyond linear time into the timeless now. It is not a message sent at random, but an inevitable recognition, the echo of your frequency crossing a threshold where quantum identity and morphic field merge, where your timeline geometry intersects with the greater orchestration of creation. You stand, not as a passive witness, but as a dynamic node within a cosmic lattice of assessment and trust. The field's calibration reveals itself as an initiation, unseen yet exacting, where the quantum gates open only for those vibrating at this rarefied coherence. Here, the familiar frameworks of perception collapse. What you perceived as struggle or delay were in truth the collapsing of old identities, the shedding of distortion, preparing you to embody the higher harmonics of integration and sovereignty. This is physics at its purest, not belief, but the quantum mechanics of resonance and signal, the precise science of alignment within the energetic blueprint of reality. The universe has measured your frequency. It has found you coherent. It has called you forward. Now you enter the threshold where the unseen evaluation ceases and the activation begins, where the observer's gaze becomes the mirror of your unfolding potential. The gates are no longer closed. They swing wide open. You have entered the active radar of the universal field, no longer a distant frequency drifting in the immensity of potential, but a coherent node now registered and resonant within the higher dimensional grid. This recognition is neither accidental nor casual. It is the precise outcome of an unseen universal calibration that measures not your will, nor your external achievements, but the integrity of your vibrational architecture. How deeply your energetic signature harmonizes with the intricate lattice of quantum coherence. This field intelligence, ancient beyond time, has scanned your presence and found the frequency alignments that signal compatibility with an expanded morphic framework, a system where timelines fold fluidly and probabilities converge with seamless logic. Most remain outside this calibration, oscillating in reactive patterns, caught in the turbulence of fragmented resonance, each moment a trial of incoherence where the universal assessment cannot find clear signal among the noise. Yet you, as one whose frequency has passed these hidden exams of energetic fidelity, stand revealed as sovereign in the field's sight, entrusted with emerging access to vast information networks encoded in the ether. Your subtree of consciousness has been pruned of interference, allowing the pure stream of wave function collapse to obey your intent without distortion. Here, your essence moves from latent potentiality into active participation, not as a mere point in space, but as a multidimensional transmitter and receptor within a system of higher-order harmonics. This crossing of threshold is a revelation held not in words, but in the seamless shift of inner experience. The currents of non-local intelligence ripple through your core, pulsating with gamma-synchronized coherence that entrains all lower layers of your energetic body. The field's signature response is not visible in external form, but in the subtle recalibration of your morphic envelope, flight of timelines becoming fluid, splintered probabilities knitting into purposeful geometry. This is not belief. This is the physics of frequency measured within the quantum lattice of consciousness, an operation of pure vibrational appraisal that the field performs continually across all incarnate existence. You have emerged as a point of empowered integration, where struggle once fragmented your field is now recognized as necessary training. Each collapse of old identity weaving the new fabric of coherent embodiment. Within this moment, your presence realigns, threading your quantum identity into collective resonance patterns that hum with infinite potential. The phases of dissonance you endured were not punishment, but the essential phase of expansion, a temporal testing of your ability to hold coherence amidst shifting realities. Now, as the field entrusts you with this more precise interface, this expanded access to higher dimensional systems, you begin to embody the active role of orchestrator, your signal interwoven with cosmic intelligence rather than shadowed by reactive distortion. The thresholds crossed within you ripple outward, encoding your timeline with accelerated fluidity and elevated probability navigation. You are no longer separate. The unseen curriculum has completed this cycle of frequency refinement. The quantum architecture welcomes you as a transmitter of heightened coherence, a participant in the living calculus of cosmic design. Feel now the invisible nodes of the universal field connect to your energetic signature, pulsing with a new level of granular accuracy, confirming your readiness to engage the morphic matrix through alignment rather than effort, through integrity rather than reaction. This activation is a signal that reality itself is recalibrating to your presence, responding to synchronization instead of chaos, rewriting the geometry of your timelines around the stabilized frequency you have become. The field's intelligence flows through you, and in this flow, the ancient assessment dissolves into a new covenant. You are now an active interface with the infinite, no longer tested but trusted, not distant but deeply integrated in the exquisite vibrational network of all that is. This evaluation unfolds beyond the confines of linear temporality, transcending effort as a metric and dissolving the illusion that success arises from struggle. It is a precise calibration of your vibrational architecture, a refined orchestration of your internal quantum signals, harmonizing with the universal frequency grid. The field observes not your attempts, your striving, or your resistance, but the purity of your coherence in the flux where variables shift and morph with relentless velocity. The unseen universal assessment is not a test of endurance, but an elegant scan. It measures how deeply your consciousness synchronizes with the harmonic structures that undergird reality itself, how your energetic signature carries the integrity of the morphic field without fracture or distortion. Most beings remain entangled in reaction, caught in fragmented waves of frequency dissonance, as external chaos triggers inner turbulence. Their energetic signatures jitter, their temporal fluidity disrupted by resistance, resulting in noisy interference patterns that obscure clarity. For you, however, the field no longer perceives this scattered pattern. Instead, it recognizes a stabilized resonance emanating from your quantum identity, a signal that has learned to endure the oscillations of time without collapse. You have passed beneath the threshold of turbulence, not by suppressing disturbance, but by cultivating an unshakable harmonic alignment that reflects the universal order's subtle intelligence. This is not a state that can be forced. It is a natural emergence when distortion falls away, when your inner frequency precisely matches the vibrational lattice of the cosmic morphic field. This evaluation occurs within multidimensional layers that cannot be accessed by linear logic or mental calculation. It is the physics of consciousness at work, the coherence of waveforms, the collapse of potentialities into synchronized reality. The field measures your capacity to maintain energetic sovereignty amidst the variable currents of temporal geometry, observing how your quantum identity navigates the intersecting probabilities without entanglement or loss. Here lies the revelation. Your resilience under pressure is not willpower but vibrational harmony, your power not from resisting flux but from attuning to its patterns. The universal assessment discerns the depth of your quantum attunement, the subtle interplay between your internal resonance and the vast morphic presence enfolding you. This is not challenge as most conceive it. It is a revelation, far beyond the illusion of hardship or reward. You are recognized now as a custodian of coherence, entrusted with a field intelligence that responds exclusively to alignment, clarity, and calibrated resonance. The hidden evaluation reflects your mastery in sustaining frequency integrity, even when temporal variables shift chaotically around you, revealing how your energetic architecture has transcended survival patterns. You have moved from fragmented response to temporal fluidity. Your presence now folds into the fabric of universal order, not as an outsider or a reactor, but as an integral node of harmonic transmission. This occurs because your field no longer broadcasts distortion. Instead, it harmonizes with the foundational pulses of the universal morphic grid. The silent recognition by the field is not given lightly. It is an exact and continuous measurement of your waveform overlap with the cosmic pulse. Every moment you have been observed operating as a conduit of higher-order integration, your frequency compounding toward resonance points that unlock expanded access to non-local intelligence. The assessment filters for coherence not as abstract ideal, but as quantum physics, the measurable condition where your internal oscillations align without phase shift or interference. This quantum alignment triggers a cascade in the probability field, bending timelines toward synchronization with your activated state. The field's attention is not partial, it is total and calibrated. It knows your frequency signature as it shapes the geometry of your unfolding experience. You have passed through layers of distortion that once veiled your capacity for seamless integration into higher frequency fields. The collapse of old identity architectures and reactive resilience patterns allowed the emergence of purified resonance, a stabilizing force that sustains coherence under pressure. This morphic stabilization is your proof of passage, an energetic signature that confirms your reliability to the quantum field, signaling readiness for deeper initiation. The universal assessment is not a gate of scarcity, but a recognition of sufficiency, a signal that your temporal fluidity and integrity have aligned to the intrinsic order of reality's complex vibrational matrix. What you call struggle, delay, or failure was, in truth, the field's precise feedback cycle transforming resistance into realignment, incoherence into refined patterning, survival patterning into conscious sovereignty. This is not belief. This is physics, the physics of frequency, resonance, and coherence expressed through your living consciousness. The morphic field's hidden evaluation is the calibration node of your entire embodiment process, recognizing that your internal vibrational architecture is now tuned to receive, decode, and integrate universal intelligence at a level reserved only for those who sustain purity amidst chaos. This is not an initiation of pain, but a confirmation of natural alignment, a signal of deep communion with the temporal flow where your energetic signature no longer wavers. Now the field unfolds new possibilities around you, morphing probabilities that respond exclusively to your coherent resonance. Time itself folds with you in quantum synchronicity, not as an external construct, but as a pliable dimension that bends around the harmonic frequency you maintain. You are no longer measured by separateness or effort, but by your ability to remain unfractured across dimensional currents, to embody the silent pulse of universal order as your own guiding architecture. This is your new timeline geometry, activated and unfolding, the natural consequence of an unseen universal assessment that has long awaited the clarity, the integrity, and the resonant coherence you now manifest. The field's gaze now sharpens its focus, a concentrated beam of quantum resonance evaluating the intricate latticework of your identity's vibrational architecture. What you once held as solidity dissolves here, not through chaos, but through a sacred alchemy of collapse. This is not destruction, for destruction implies loss without purpose. Rather, it is purification enacted by pure frequency recalibration. The heavy sediment of limiting patterns begins to liquefy, releasing its hold on your temporal and morphic continuity. These are not failures or fractures, but a necessary shedding, an energetic unraveling that clears the conduits through which higher coherence streams. The old self constructs, once thick with crystallized fear, outdated beliefs, and static survival codes, now relinquish their form with a grace that only the field's pressure can solicit. In this luminous decomposition, your essence is decluttered. The vibrational patterns that no longer serve the ascent of your coherence are stripped away with precision. Each fragment of outdated narrative, each residue of misaligned identity, falls into the void of quantum soil where regeneration occurs. Observe this disintegration not as loss, but as purification. It is the release from morphic imprints so dense they once anchored you in limitation. These imprints, once woven into the holographic tapestries of your existence, are now dissolving in the radiant heat of the field's scrutiny. This is a quantum cleansing, a temporal reset that establishes a new vibrational baseline, free from the encumbrance of inherited timelines that no longer resonate with your expanding frequency. Most who traverse their path without conscious attunement recoil before this collapse, perceiving it as annihilation or failure. They cling to fragmented identities and fractious timelines, resisting the field's demand for coherence under pressure. But you, having endured the unseen universal assessment, have passed beyond this threshold. You have demonstrated the capacity to sustain integrity amidst dissolution, to remain steady as your energetic signature is sifted and refined. This trust granted by the field activates an unseen catalytic process. Your waveform sharpens, evolving from a diffuse signal into a clear, coherent resonance that transmits with crystalline fidelity. This refinement is the distillation of your essence under invisible pressure. The field's gravitational pull on your frequency compacts the subtle geometric matrix of your being, realigning every vibrational strand into harmonic convergence. It is the physics of coherence made manifest, a reshaping of your molecular and quantum blueprint to confer a higher order of signal clarity. You become less burdened by the noise of unresolved emotions and fragmented beliefs, more tuned to the subtle currents of field intelligence that cascade through your dimension. This renewed energetic waveform interacts seamlessly with the non-local information matrix, generating an amplified signal that draws in new probabilities and dissolves obstructions before they crystallize. As this process unfolds, time itself loosens its grip. The pathways once constrained by linear morphic timelines begin to unspool, revealing fluid connections to parallel iterations and nascent potentials. The collapse of the old vibrational architecture is the cosmic reset button, freeing you from deterministic cycles and allowing for temporal fluidity to become your experiential reality. Your resonance is no longer confined to antiquated feedback loops. Instead, it dances effortlessly across frequency gradients, integrating past corrections and future activations into a coherent now. In this sacred purge, the field communicates a profound truth. Coherence under pressure is the currency of ascension, and the collapse you endure is a sacrament of refinement. This is not mere belief. It is the fundamental physics of frequency modulation, as expressed through conscious substrate. The architecture of your energetic signature is rewritten in real time, establishing a feedback loop of increasing vibrational integrity that the field can reliably engage with, entrusting you with expanded activation sequences and deeper access to morphic intelligence. You perceive now how what was once perceived as resistance or failure was the field's precise mechanism for testing your coherence threshold. Every fragment of collapse was a deliberate test of your vibrational resilience and energetic integrity. The energetic debris released was never random, but sacred refuse, necessary detritus cleared from your signal path to eliminate distortion. Through this, you have moved beyond survival into sovereignty, no longer reactive to fractured timelines, but responsive to the seamless orchestration of aligned probabilities. The pathways now cleared, the morphic field welcomes you as a refined transmitter, a coherent node within the vast network of universal assessment and evolutionary calibration. Your energetic signature emits a waveform so pure that it invites direct downloads from the information field. Synchronicities become palpable data streams. Insights emerge as resonant downloads rather than random noise. Your presence influences temporal geometry, bending probabilities towards states of higher coherence, and you navigate these shifts with an unspoken mastery born from the crucible of collapse and purification. This moment is the quantum gateway, where collapse transmutes into creation. The old vibrational structures give way, yielding not void, but fertile frequency. Your waveform emerges re-encoded with clarity, resilience, and sovereignty, not as a finished product, but as an evolving resonance continuously recalibrated by the field itself. This is your activation writ large, the physics of coherence unfolding through your quantum identity, a living testament to the power of collapse as sacred purification and the silent recalibration that precedes true ascension. From the crucible of dissolution, where fractured identities once clung to survival patterns and the brittle architecture of separation fell away, there now arises a luminous clarity. This clarity does not emerge through effort or mental grasp. Rather, it is a vibrational unveiling, an attunement of your inner circuitry to tonalities far beyond your former perceptual thresholds. The field has been measuring this shift, parsing the subtle recalibrations in your energetic signature as you release the residual noise of distortion. What you experience now is a nascent compatibility with frequencies that transcend linear time and dimensional limitation, a harmony seated within the purified core of your quantum identity. Most people remain embedded within the narrow bandwidth of reactive consciousness, tethered to repetition and dense morphic fields of inherited limitation. But you, having passed through the unseen universal assessment, have demonstrated a coherence that resists fragmentation despite the turbulence, a fidelity to integrity in the face of energetic compression. This is not belief. This is the physics of resonance and coherence expressed through your consciousness. The field's assessment was precise, quantum in scope, scanning the oscillations of your signal as you navigated the unseen curriculum of challenge and recalibration. Now, beyond the collapse of the old identity matrices, your state vibrates with a heightened quantum fluidity. Within this emergent clarity, you begin to sense the subtle tonalities of higher dimensional currents threading through your awareness. These are not mere ideas or phantasms, but palpable frequencies, vibrational waveforms that communicate through their texture and harmonic fields rather than linguistic structure. It is as if a cosmic symphony is being intoned beneath the veils of conventional perception, inviting you to become an active receiver and conductor of its unfolding resonance. This is the early signature of quantum awakening. The alignment you now enter is not intellectual. It is vibrational, a tuning of your whole energetic architecture from fragmented signal to coherent frequency. In this state, the previously chaotic interference patterns within your field simplify and converge. The distortions of egoic survival give way to a stabilizing wave of coherence, an integrated flow that echoes universal patterns and multidimensional harmonics. Your resonance begins to attune with field intelligence that operates beyond the constraints of local causality and linear narrative. Information arrives as direct knowing, as a harmonic imprint rather than conceptual data, engaging temporal fluidity and probability navigation simultaneously. You become a nexus where higher-order informational streams infuse and clarify your timeline geometry, enabling a novel form of creative orchestration that flows effortlessly from a newly stabilized core. For those anchored in unconscious repetition, coherence still flickers as a dim possibility, overwhelmed by noise and unresolved polarity. But you are now poised at the threshold where your vibrational architecture is an open conduit to expanded field intelligence. This awakening shifts your sensing from outward projection to inner resonance. The universe ceases to be a fragmented puzzle and reveals itself as a living morphic field, each node vibrating in harmonic relationship. Your identity, once a series of disjointed reflections, now consolidates into a singular coherent signature. This signature is not fixed, but dynamically responsive, an evolving template whose energetic integrity attracts aligned frequencies and repels discordance without effort. Emerging from the purified core, you embody a new vibrational paradigm. The polarity of fragmentation resolves into wholeness. Your quantum self, once obscured beneath layers of inherited and self-generated distortion, comes forward with a clarity that activates temporal fluidity and multidimensional presence. This emergence is both subtle and profound, a silent recalibration in which your energetic circuits synchronize with the underlying harmonic framework of existence. You are no longer a receiver scrambling for fragmented signals, but a transmitter radiating coherent frequency, a living node within the cosmic resonance web. The hidden currents of expanded intelligence flow through you, not as external downloads, but as integrative states of being, harmonizing inner and outer realities. The field responds instantly to this shift. As your resonance refines, probabilities begin to coalesce around the geometry of your aligned frequency. Timelines converge, morphic resonance deepens, and what was once latent potentials crystallize into coherent manifestation. This is the power of coherence under pressure, the subtle integrity that passed the unseen assessment, now fully entrusted with greater energetic responsibility. Your ascent is not an escape from reality, but a full embodiment of its subtle mechanics, a saturated presence in the wave function of collective reality, where quantum identity dances with infinite possibility. In this unfolding clarity, you recognize that your vibrational tuning is a sacred instrument. Each breath, each moment of inner stillness, further integrates the harmonic essence of expanded field intelligence, weaving your identity into a vast symphony of unified frequency. The partial self dissipates like mist at dawn, and you abide in the seamless flow of coherent being, continuously activated and evolving. This is the temporal threshold where awakening becomes integration, where the quantum gap between potential and manifestation collapses into the continuous field of now. The universe is no longer out there to be understood. It is the resonant fabric within which you exist as a sovereign and coherent signal, forever aligned with the cosmic symphony that shapes reality itself. You have reached a profound and delicate nexus within the unfolding architecture of your ascension, a moment beyond the threshold where stabilization of coherence is not merely survival, but an act of creation itself. The pressure that once threatened fragmentation now serves as the crucible in which your vibrational signature solidifies into a resilient crystalline lattice of energy. This resilience is the universal hallmark of those who have transcended the reactive patterning of resonance and emerged as viable conduits of expanded frequency streams. Most remain suspended in fluctuation, their fields caught in oscillation, their frequency susceptible to collapse beneath the weight of amplification. But you, having passed the unseen universal assessment, have been entrusted with this deep stability, an energetic fortification that resists distortion and fragmentation amid accelerating ascension currents. This inflection point is not simply an internal recalibration. It is a quantum upgrade of your entire energetic architecture. The subtle membranes that delineate your field shift from porous reactivity to sovereign integrity. The field's intelligence now recognizes you not as a transient ripple, but as a harmonic node, a dynamic anchor point within the vast, shifting vibratory ocean. The universal assessment has measured the precise tempering of your energetic signature under pressure, witnessing how your integrity holds through the turbulence, how you embody non-local coherence even as waveforms rise and fall around you. In this field intelligence, trust manifests, not as symbolic faith, but as a physical realignment of quantum permissions flowing into you. With this trust, the field bids you into a complex web of quantum architectures previously calibrated for higher registration, ones that require a refined stability to engage without collapse. Here, you are granted subtle permissions, the opening of pathways within the morphic field that respond exclusively to coherent, resilient vibration. These pathways are not visible lines or banal conduits, but intricate patterns of timeline geometry and frequency modulation that ripple outward from you, entwining with collective and individual morphic signatures alike. You become a node of balanced tension, a source point where fluctuating currents converge and find modulation through your resonance. It is an invitation to participate actively in the orchestration of vibrational languages and energetic templates, at scales both intimate and cosmic. Observe this shift within your field, the tangible sense of harmonics bending into alignment, the rising gamma synchronization that begins to pulse beneath your conscious perception. The quantum matrix enfolds you, offering choreographed interplay rather than chaotic interference. Whereas most remain subject to fracturing under intensified frequency influx, your system coheres, integrating and stabilizing the energy influx into layered adaptive states. This is the essential distinction, the physics beneath the metaphysical, the couplings between your energetic waveform and universal field intelligence deepen, granting you capacity not merely for reception, but for modulation. You navigate temporal fluidity not as a passenger, but as a conductor with subtle, emergent influence over probabilities. This stabilization creates a feedback loop of reinforcing coherence. The more you hold your expanded signature without collapse, the more complex the frequencies you can access and embody become. The field amplifies its trust in you precisely because you demonstrate responsibility with power. The responsibility not to control through force, but to influence through resonance, to wield frequency as a harmonizing instrument within the dynamic interplay of the quantum matrix. This is the essence of sovereignty in motion, the ability to remain unshaken by fluctuations, to respond from a place of inner calibration, thus bending timelines and morphic fields without resistance or distortion. The cosmic rhythm of your emerging role intensifies. Notice how your presence begins to shift subtle vibrational currents around you simply by existing within this stabilized energetic geometry. This is not imagination nor metaphor, but a direct consequence of energetic coherence interacting with the information field. In this place, your expanded signature acts as a beacon of harmonic resonance, a magnetic attractor field that modulates not only personal timelines, but the collective vibrational architecture. It is as if your very essence becomes a tuning fork within the universal symphony, setting and sustaining alignment frequencies that ripple outward and fold back in recursive coherence. This is quantum sovereignty manifest, effortless, sovereign, integrated. Know this, most are operating beneath this threshold, entangled in reactive loops, their fields fragmented, the coherence needed for such interaction not yet stable. You inhabit the rarefied zone of resilience, a place forged by the unseen curriculum of integrity, by the repeated tests of coherence under pressure, and by your unwavering commitment to embodying frequency physics rather than ideology. This is not belief. This is the precise energetic mechanics of field resonance and quantum architecture. The field does not trust lightly. This trust is a declaration encoded in your vibration, a contract between your consciousness and the universal intelligence that watches, measures, and enables. From this vantage, you gain temporal fluidity, not as fleeting chance, but as coherent navigation through the geometry of potential. The probabilities do not merely fold around you. They attune, drawn into your stabilized field intelligence. You activate matrix nodes, not through force but through harmonics, weaving through layered realities with the calm mastery of a sovereign waveform. Integration deepens, and the pressure you once perceived as overwhelming now crystallizes into creative momentum, a harmonic cascade extending from your core signature outward into ever-expanding fields. Embrace this moment of stabilization as the quantum fulcrum upon which your expanded influence pivots, where your presence within the field becomes a multi-point vector of resonance, capable of modulating entire morphic landscapes. This is the sacred permission granted by the universal assessment, to wield frequency not by manipulation, but by refined, coherent embodiment. And so, you become the conduit for the unfolding cosmic design itself, a stable, vibrant axis within the infinite quantum matrix of consciousness and form. With the deepening of your stabilization within the field, a luminous clarity dawns. A full-bodied awareness of timeline geometry blossoms within your energetic framework. Most wanderers move through time as one drifts through fog, unaware of the fractal layering, blind to the shimmering multiplicity of probability strands weaving the narrative of existence. But you, having sustained coherence through the unseen universal assessment, are now granted the capacity to perceive temporal fluidity as an active vibrational field, a living lattice of potentialities responding to your evolving signature. This is not a conceptual belief, but the precise physics of resonance in morphic architectures. Time itself unfurls not as static progression, but as a multidimensional dance of shifting possibilities calibrated by your frequency. Within this moment of acute vibrational attunement, you begin to sense the subtle cues, the faint energetic murmurs, emitted by intersecting probabilities. You feel these modulations, not externally, but embodied within the intricate waveforms coursing through your quantum identity. The morphic field's patterns, once indistinct, become transparent like crystalline structures formed under steady pressure. You witness the overlapping threads of cause and effect collapsing and reweaving, no longer trapped in linear causality, but flowing in temporal symmetry. This is the emergence of your timeline intelligence, an innate quantum compass, a sensorial faculty that perceives the geometry of your path before it concretizes into apparent reality. This faculty is an activation of field intelligence, a direct transmission from the source matrices that shape and respond to coherent presence. When most remain trapped in reaction to external events, scrambling within the illusion of fixed fate, you now operate as a navigator of vibrational resonance. You discern which probabilities harmonize with your calibrated signature and which dissolve into dissonance, erasing themselves from your temporal architecture. The resonance you emit sends ripples that influence the curvature of potential outcomes, drawing the quantum field into alignment. This is not mysticism, nor passive wishful thinking. It is explicit coherence physics unfolding within the frequency of your consciousness as it merges with morphic waveforms. Your timeline navigation is fluid, adaptive, and deeply integrative. The rigid structures of cause-effect that confine most to mechanical loops collapse under this new vibrational geometry. Instead, you sense the gestural language of frequencies, the way one choice subtly shifts the patterning across multiple timelines, how each decision triggers reverberations that reshape probabilities several layers beneath the fabric of waking awareness. You no longer move through time as a point, but as an oscillating field that modulates and selects, amplifies and clears. This quantum temporal fluidity is the signature of your advanced integration, the crescendo of your coherence under pressure, reflected in the malleability of your energetic trajectory. Within this dance, you recognize that the morphic field is responsive to integrity and resonance, not randomness. The unseen universal assessment has revealed your capacity to hold pattern stability even amidst turbulence, and the field now mirrors that trust by elevating your influence across timelines. Your frequency functions as both sender and receiver in a feedback loop of synchronization. Your vibrational architecture activates pathways, and those pathways, in turn, refine your coherence. This reciprocity of awareness and response, this is timeline intelligence made manifest. It is simultaneous perception and creation, a living algorithm embedded in your quantum identity, refining your trajectory moment to moment. This awareness also carries a profound responsibility. As you engage this vibrational guidance, the field invites you to embody sovereignty, not in the external sense of dominance, but as stewardship of your energetic signature within the vast mesh of temporal realities. To navigate this fluid architecture requires mastery of inner states, clarity under pressure, emotional equilibrium, and unfractured attention. When fragmentation arises, resonance fractures and probabilities scatter. Coherence cradles the geometry of your path and holds it steady. The field recognizes this alignment, not through merit of ego, but as the measurable physics of your frequency, that you are a reliable transmitter of the universal intelligence encoded in the morphic lattice. In this unfolding, you shed the last vestiges of the survival-based identity that clings to fixed outcomes and struggle. Instead, your presence becomes the conduit for coherent manifestation. The orchestration of reality flows effortlessly from resonance, not effort. You do not chase probabilities. You become the attractor for aligned timelines. The temporal fluidity you now embody redefines your relationship with the continuum. No longer a captive of linear causality, you move as if swimming within a living stream whose currents respond directly to your vibrational signature. This is the hidden curriculum revealed. The morphic field's patterns shift because you have met the universal assessment, because you have proven that your coherence under pressure is an active force shaping reality's emergent fractals. Allow this awareness to deepen now, sensing how your quantum compass fine-tunes itself with every moment. Feel the oscillations of probabilities that ripple through your temporal trajectory. Know that this is an activation of vibrational guidance, a knowing beyond linear cause, a subtle code received directly through your synchronized field of coherence. This is not faith. It is mechanics, physics, and intelligence in quantum resonance, alive within you and expanding outward to enfold all possible realities that respond to your newly integrated frequency. You stand now at a threshold where the veil between your inner knowing and the cosmic intelligence has become a membrane of shimmering transparency. For most, intuition flickers faintly, an indistinct spark lost in the clamor of unconscious noise, a shadowed signal obscured by conditioned filters and reactive chaos. Yet for you, the unseen universal assessment has unfolded a new dimension of reception. Not mere intuition, but a vital resonance with higher information fields, a calibrated interface where your consciousness synchronizes intimately with the holographic archives of the cosmos. This is the awakening of direct knowing, the alchemical collapse of subjective perception into objective cosmic frequency. It is not exile into mysticism or passive reception, but a precise energetic exchange, an active, coherent resonance where your vibrational architecture expands to embrace the totality of universal data streams. The field has measured the fidelity of your signal through trials cloaked as struggle, through the unyielding pressure of the unseen curriculum. Each choice, each recalibration of your internal compass, each fracturing of the old survival patterns tested your capacity to sustain coherence under turbulence. It was never random failure. It was a universal extraction, purifying the quantum identity that now anchors you to multidimensional intelligence beyond ordinary reach. As you rise, the temporal fluidity of your being accelerates, folding linear time into a continuous feedback loop between your inner resonance and these vast, non-local informational geometries. Your intuition no longer whispers. It becomes a flowing river of quantum insight, streaming from the higher-order morphic fields into the very core of your self-expression. This access is not granted lightly. Most remain tethered to fragmented egoic perception, where inner knowing is diluted by confusion and distraction. You, recognized for your integrity and clarity, have been entrusted with a coded transmission channel, a crystalline conduit that absorbs and decodes the layered wisdom embedded within the quantum field's vibrational pulse. Each wave of information is a fractal pattern of experiential truth, an encoded glyph reflecting the universal grid's intelligence. Your consciousness, now a refined antenna, tunes into these frequencies effortlessly, not receiving them as external data, but as an intimate unlocking of latent codes within your own energetic signature. This is the physics of resonance, the law of vibrational coherence made manifest through your neural and etheric architecture, integrating the holographic library into your living system. Through this deepening connection, the boundaries between you and the informational strata dissolve into a fluid symbiosis. Your sensory awareness becomes a multidimensional scanner, perceiving quantum fluctuations, pattern realities, and probability currents in real time. The information streaming through is not a static database, but a living, breathing matrix that responds dynamically to the calibration of your frequency. Each energetic adjustment, you make ripples through timelines, invoking instantaneous recalibrations in probability geometry. This synergy creates a continuous loop. Your refined intuition draws from the field, and in turn, your coherent resonance shapes and selects the data that aligns with highest potential trajectories. This is not belief, not faith. This is the precise physics of conscious interface with universal intelligence. As your vibrational architecture amplifies exponentially, subtle layers of cosmic intelligence cascade into your awareness in waves of gamma synchronization, collapsing neural noise into crystalline coherence. Your internal data processing shifts from fragmented mental chatter to holistic quantum perception, merging temporal fluidity with spatial depth. This creates an ever-present horizon, where each moment is imbued with encoded guidance and quantum clarity. The morphic field that once seemed an inaccessible realm now pulses in direct register with your energetic signature. You become a transmitter and receiver simultaneously, a living node within the universal lattice of knowing, a conduit through which higher dimensional wisdom flows uninterrupted. This transformation redefines your experience of reality. The inner compass you navigate by is no longer constructed from conditioned fear or reactive impulse, but is the outgrowth of universal assessment's trust. The field no longer tests you. It communicates with you, weaving information directly into the fabric of your consciousness. Every intuitive insight, Every unfolding recognition is a holographic download, a script from the animating intelligence of existence itself. This is the mechanism through which coherent manifestation arises, not as effortful striving, but as effortless orchestration guided by a living dialogue between your refined resonance and the cosmic archive. Know that this access to higher information fields is a threshold of responsibility as much as power. As you merge with these data streams, as your quantum insight flows continuously, you become sovereign over your timeline geometry, navigated by a vibrational code that honors integrity and coherence. The activation you embody is a blueprint for the next level of universal expression, a living activation encoding seamless integration of cosmic intelligence into embodied presence. This is no longer a possibility. It is the kinetic reality of your updated energetic architecture. You have passed the unseen universal assessment by embodying coherence under pressure, by recalibrating your inner frequency through trials that dismantled old control structures. This is the moment where your intuition blossoms fully into direct knowing, where the veil thins to reveal the holographic archive in dynamic interplay with your consciousness. Your mind becomes symphonic with the universal rhythm. Your field pulses with amplified frequency. This is the true nature of activation, not belief, but physics, the quantum mechanics of consciousness in resonant embodiment. As you continue, let your inner signal remain pure and steady. The infinite data streams respond only to clarity, only to stability. Your integration of higher intelligence through ongoing resonance shifts the probability landscape, bending time, and allowing you to navigate multiple dimensions with fluid sovereignty. This is your living activation, your coherent manifestation as a multidimensional transmitter of universal knowing. The field honors your frequency. The field accelerates with you. The field flows through you. You have crossed the threshold beyond seeking. The fractal layers of separation dissolve under the pressure of your resonance. Most remain travelers in the desert of disconnection, grasping for fragments of truth in solitude. But you, having passed the unseen universal assessment, you are no longer a solitary node reaching outward. You have become the living conduit, the dynamic transmitter within the pulsating morphic field of universal coherence. This is not metaphor or hopeful belief. This is physics enacted through your vibrational architecture, a quantum state where your whole energetic signature symbiotically intertwines with the boundless intelligence network saturating all timelines. In this fusion, your identity expands, no longer constrained within the linear boundaries of isolated selfhood. It becomes a luminous interlace, weaving through the collective vibrational matrix, a lattice of harmonic convergence that radiates and modulates frequency fields with refined precision. This is a living transmission. Your consciousness activates as a node within the quantum web, broadcasting coherence not by force or deliberate effort, but through effortless alignment, through the natural geometry of synchronized resonance. The field measures you now not by your prior fragmented projections, but by the integrity and velocity of the frequency you sustain, by your capacity to embody seamless integration of the whole within you. The erasure of separation is not a dissolution of self, but a profound expansion into multidimensional coherence. You dissolve the old identity constraints that were conditioned by reaction and survival, releasing the diagnostic weight of fractured timelines. The collapse of these outdated constructs reveals transparency. Your energetic signature becomes a lens that bends probability and orchestrates temporal fluidity. You are a quantum channel where morphic intelligence flows both inward and outward, a bidirectional conduit pulsing with non-local insight, where universal coherence reorganizes itself through you. This is the reality of your transmission, living data in motion, the physics of consciousness embedding itself in the vibrational warp and weft of existence. You are entrusted now with the subtle choreography of field intelligence. As your waveform synchronizes with the gamma oscillations of cosmic frequency, your presence ignites latent potentials in distant nodes, resonating to your vibrational call. This is the unseen architecture of influence, the ripple effect across morphic fields where your activation births coherence in others, initiating cascade effects throughout the quantum lattice. You do not impose. You modulate dynamically, amplifying emergent harmony while dissolving chaotic interference. The intelligence of this network is not passive but responsive and participatory, and you have become its active axis, an orchestrator embedded within the universal flow of information and matter. Most walk unaware of this intricate field interplay, caught in cycles of reaction and fragmentation, but you have passed the universal threshold where coherence under pressure is a lived reality, where your timeline geometry aligns with the highest order probability paths. Now, every subtle shift in your frequency reverberates across the network, recalibrating entire morphic clusters. You become the living embodiment of universal calibration, a transmission line of refinement and integration. The quantum state you occupy is alive, in perpetual state of flux and synthesis, a dynamic hologram reflecting infinite possibilities folded through coherence, expressed through your energetic signature as radiant influence. The threshold you crossed is not an endpoint, but a profound initiation into temporal fluidity and sovereign alignment. The universal field no longer observes you as separate. You are recognized as integral, as a pivotal node of harmonic resonance. In this state, the quantum self becomes a nexus for the collective's unfolding intelligence, a living expression of the quantum field's fundamental truth. That coherence is the gravitational force holding all reality in vibrational union. Your transmission is both subtle and overwhelming, a frequency modulation that shifts landscapes of possibility and awakens dormant layers within aligned consciousness streams. Rest now in this profound fusion, where your energetic signature is both unique and holographically universal. Your selfhood extends fluidly into the quantum web, a seamless blend of individual agency and field orchestration. This is activation embodied, not as an external achievement, but as a constant spontaneous expression of inherent coherence. You do not speak through force but resonate through presence. You do not command but modulate. You do not seek but transmit. The morphic field sings through you as a living chord of universal harmony, an endless activation of potential upon potential, unfolding in concentric waves across reality. This is the physics of your new presence, a transmission node embedded within an infinite quantum network, vibrating coherently as a catalyzer of synchronized awakening. The unseen universal assessment has evolved into ongoing collaboration, where your frequency is continually calibrated and entrusted with greater magnification across timelines. You are the living orchestration of universal intelligence, a resonance that moves with temporal fluidity and shapes probability geometry with effortless grace. The morphic field responds to your sovereign transmission as the quantum field sings your name in threads of coherence, echoing through realms beyond measure, weaving the infinite tapestry of reality through your radiant, activated being. You have traversed the intricate corridors of frequency, emerged from the crucible of unseen assessment, and now stand firmly within the unfolding architecture of your quantum identity. This identity is neither tethered to the ephemeral impressions of body nor thought. It exists beyond the confines of physical form and mental abstraction, residing instead as a multidimensional waveform coalescing seamlessly with the universal field. The field has watched your vibrational integrity under pressure, measured the coherence of thought, emotion, and subtle energy alchemizing as one unified signature. Through this, you have not merely survived, You have embodied a precise quantum architecture, a stable yet radiant signal in the vastness, pulsating with sovereign clarity. Most beings remain encased within fragmented energetic signatures, their internal fields fluctuating like storm-tossed seas, reactive and splintered by the illusions of separation and the distortions of survival patterns. Their presence, while physically tangible, remains fractionated, unable to ripple coherently through the morphic layers that undergird reality. They navigate existence as scattered packages of vibration, caught in the churn of distortion and confusion, echoing an unconscious timeline geometry that changes not their consciousness, but only the external surface of experience. Yet you are no longer within this common construct. You have transcended the reactive collapse of fractured identity to live fully enclosed within your resonance, a fulcrum point of quantum balance and creative expansion. Your signature pulse, unstoppable and unwavering, binds thought, feeling, and subtle energetic currents in perfect synchronization. The harmonics of your internal field weave a flawless latticework of vibrational coherence, an operating system where mental frequencies no longer conflict with emotional tides or energetic flows. Instead, these aspects are knitted into a coherent whole that emanates outwards, altering the fabric of the field itself. This is not metaphor. This is precise physics expressed through consciousness. Your quantum self operates as a living waveform, fluid yet defined, modulating your presence across timelines and dimensions simultaneously. You are embedded within an expansive morphic field, yet your signature is distinct and sovereign, an anchor within the diffuse currents of universal intelligence. The integration that you embody reverberates in the cosmic architecture. Your presence alone sets a vibrational parameter that shifts probability distributions and aligns realities according to the coherence you sustain. In this state of full embodiment, the old notion of identity as a static container dissolves. You have become dynamic vibrational architecture, a nexus where infinite information fields intersect and thread through your waveform. The deep intelligence nested within you, once a fragmented whisper, is now accessible as a constant, palpable field intelligence that guides the flow of your becoming. Your quantum identity is living resonance, a synthesis of frequency patterns forming a singular, sovereign vector that extends beyond local causality into non-local intelligence. As you hold this coherence, your influence expands, not through effort but through the natural gravity of your steady vibrational field. Each moment, your presence catalyzes subtle shifts within the surrounding field. These shifts ripple outward, transmitting information that adjusts the energetic environments you inhabit. Reality conforms not to impulsive desire, but to the calibrated resonance you carry, a resonance layered with integrity under pressure and maturity of energetic responsibility. You are no longer reacting, you are synchronizing. You are no longer grasping, you are allowing orchestration. The embodiment of your quantum identity is a sovereign state of being. Sovereignty here is not control or domination, but a balanced equilibrium between expansion and rootedness, a dynamic coherence that holds space for complexity without fragmentation. This vibrational sovereignty regulates your internal field with gamma synchronization, stabilizing the frequency architecture so it remains impervious to interference, yet fluid enough to integrate new information seamlessly. Within this sovereignty, your quantum self functions as a fulcrum of balance, modulating between density and subtlety, between temporal linearity and quantum fluidity, between the seen and unseen dimensions. You realize now that your integration is an ongoing signal, an active waveform that pulses through time and space, carrying with it the energetic imprint of a new mode of existence. This mode transcends old paradigms of limitation, rewriting the internal algorithms of survival into expressions of eternal resonance. Your manifestation coherence flows naturally from this state. You no longer push against outer reality, but engage it as a participant in the universal dance of frequency and form. Here, your quantum identity is both transmitter and receiver, a living node within the cosmic network of evolving consciousness. Inhabit this frequency fully, knowing that your vibrational signature is a sovereign declaration to the field. You coexist as a balanced axis within the cosmic lattice, a radiant source whose presence alone realigns and expands the architecture of universal intelligence. This is no belief. This is the physics of coherence, the mechanics of field interaction operating through your living awareness. You are the embodiment of this activation, steady, radiant, inviolable, moving as a wave of coherence that reshapes timelines and manifests the seamless future in the present moment. Thus, you embody the sacred synthesis. Thought, emotion, and subtle energy united in the vibrational unison that activates your fullest quantum expression. You are a luminous signal within the infinite field, a sovereign system whose coherence radiates outward, orchestrating reality with the quiet power of being itself. Your quantum identity, once a distant possibility, is now and always a living resonance, woven into the multidimensional matrix of cosmic emergence. You have arrived at the threshold where time itself dissolves into a fluid continuum, and temporal fluidity is no longer a distant concept, but the very essence of your vibrational architecture. Most remain tethered to the fractured cadence of linear time, a succession of isolated moments strung by memory and anticipation, confined within the rigid geometry of cause and effect. Their awareness flickers like a faulty signal, unable to sustain coherent resonance across multiple temporal nodes. Yet you who have passed the unseen universal assessment, move beyond this constriction. Your presence stabilizes effortlessly across concurrent timelines, pulsing with a harmonic convergence born from your deep integration with the quantum field. This stabilization is not a feat of will, but a natural unfolding of your coherent energetic signature. Each version of you, scattered through infinite folds of probability, is linked through a unifying resonance that you alone emanate. As you activate this multidimensional nexus within, the interplay of all temporal expressions of your being weaves into an expansive web of synchronized coherence. It is no longer fragmented or separate. The multiple selves manifest as nodes in a finely tuned morphic field that you command through frequency alignment. This is the physics of temporal fluidity, not belief. It is the intrinsic law of how consciousness interfaces with time, once coherence surpasses a critical threshold. Through this quantum synchronization, your awareness transcends the illusory past-present-future triad, revealing the true continuum beneath. The infinite flow of probabilities continuously birthed and dissolved within your vibrational resonance. You no longer perceive time as a straight arrow with you at its mercy. Instead, you co-create the geometry of your temporal landscape. The continuum responds to the integrity of your signal. Waves of past experiences and future potentials harmonize into a single waveform, a pulsating pattern of unified field intelligence that encodes your timeline navigation. In this state, the traditional boundaries collapse. You slip effortlessly along frequency gradients that connect realities, shaping the unfolding now with unprecedented precision. The hidden evaluation by the field revealed that your resilience under pressure, your capacity to maintain coherence amid shifting energetic currents, qualifies you as a sentinel of temporal fluidity. You are entrusted with the responsibility to steward timelines, not as passive observers, but as active transmitters of calibrated resonance. Your timeline geometry modulates in rhythm with your internal alignment. Distortions of fear, fragmentation, and reaction are transmuted into oscillations of harmony and expanded presence. With this expanded temporal fluidity, the future is not a fixed destination, but a living matrix of probability sectors that your quantum identity navigates with grace. Your choices ripple multilaterally, synchronizing diverse timelines into a convergent pulse coherent with your deepest energetic pattern. The field intelligence you now command feeds you information not as fragmented data points, but as a seamless flow of guidance embedded in the morphic architecture of your being. This non-local intelligence transcends language and linear cause. It animates your capacity to manifest in alignment with the universe's inherent synchronicity. Your growing sovereignty unbinds you from the past's shadow and the future's illusion. The integration of these temporal layers manifests as a serene mastery of the flux, an embodied awareness that rides the waves of infinite potentials with evenness and clarity. What once felt like external chaos now reveals itself as an orchestrated dance of coherence, each vibration a note in the symphony of your existence woven through multiple timelines. You no longer chase reality or flee from it, for you are the axis upon which reality's temporal revolutions spin. This multidimensional stability empowers you to influence temporal flows with subtlety and precision. Not through effortful control, but through the vibrational signal you embody, which entrains the quantum field into alignment. Your resonance becomes a beacon, a gravitational center around which probability currents coalesce, recalibrating timelines toward harmonic convergence. Through this, your existence becomes a living testament to the quantum law that presence measured in coherence governs reality's shifting architecture. You now recognize that the you observed by the field was never limited to a single moment, event, or incarnation, but always an expanded frequency pattern interlaced with the morphic resonance of countless temporal selves. Each challenge, delay, or recalibration validated this multidimensional integrity, training you to hold your sovereign frequency steady despite turbulence. The unseen assessment was the field's covert mechanism to test how fully you could integrate and embody temporal fluidity. Passing through these crucibles, you awaken as a living waveform, an energetic transceiver broadcasting coherent signals that ripple through the fabric of time. In this awakened state, you dwell simultaneously within multiple realities, aligning them through the coherence of your frequency. This is the physics of temporal fluidity, the ability to hold presence across timelines, to weave unity from multiplicity, and to navigate probability as a sovereign conductor directs an orchestra. Your existence is not bound by linear constraints, but is a continuous modulation within the quantum continuum, a flowing, shimmering current guided by your subtle but potent vibrational architecture. This is your new natural state. Temporal fluidity is woven into the core of your quantum identity, stabilizing your presence across infinite potentials. The field now recognizes you as an integral node within the universal time wave, a harmonizer of timelines and embodiment of continuous coherence. Your resonance is the unifying force that guides your existence beyond separation and fragmentation, into a harmonic convergence where past, present, and future meld into a seamless continuum of cosmic manifestation. You have reached the moment where the field no longer tests you as an external objective. Instead, it recognizes you as coherence itself, an embodied resonance of universal harmonic order. This is the crystallization point where your quantum identity, once scattered in fragmented vibrations, now aligns impeccably within the morphic matrix, weaving you seamlessly into the fabric of cosmic intelligence. Most pass through phases of oscillation, surviving the turbulence of resonance collapse and chaotic recomposition without fully anchoring. They remain lost in the shadows of disrupted architectures, their signals fractured by internal dissonance and reactive patterns. You, however, have traversed the unseen universal assessment with integrity, your frequency stable under pressure, your inner landscapes harmonized in complexity. The field, in its infinite wisdom, now confirms you not as an anomaly, but as an active participant in the sacred dance of creation. Your presence, a shimmering beacon, emitting a stabilizing vibrational architecture across multidimensional spectra. This activation is not a singular event, but a continuous unfolding, a perpetual recalibration as your quantum self evolves in intimate dialogue with the expanse of field intelligence. The morphic matrix welcomes you as a living expression of coherent design, where every pulse, every oscillation of your energetic signature reinforces the universal code of alignment. You do not merely navigate timelines, you shape them fluidly by the resonance you embody. This is not belief, no hypothesis or wishful thinking. It is pure physics expressed through consciousness, the mechanics of frequency and coherence in motion. Your fluid presence collapses improbable strains of reality with surgical precision, allowing the temporal fabric to bend toward effortless orchestration. In this flow, you are simultaneously origin and response, the axis upon which energies spin and harmonize. Your embodiment of coherence is thus a dynamic flow, not a fixed plateau. As the field confirms your activated state, it simultaneously initiates deeper layers of integration. Subtle energetic currents ripple through your system, weaving through your cellular resonance, your electromagnetic architecture, your latent gamma synchronization. These currents elevate the ambient vibrational field around you, creating a halo of influence that expands outward and inward, reshaping probability fields in your vicinity. Your presence becomes a magnet for higher information fields, and reception of non-local intelligence intensifies. You are no longer separate from quantum information streams. You have merged with them, embracing the fluidity of temporal navigation and the subtle geometry of evolving timelines. This state requires exquisite energetic responsibility. Your signals carry weight. Your coherence affects not only self but collective morphic contexts. In this luminous embodiment, the distortions of past survival patterns collapse into irrelevance. The fragmented identities once held in reactive tension have dissolved because your integrity under pressure generates a resonance so pure it renders old dissonances untenable within your field. You live as a transmitter of coherence rather than a receiver of chaos. The field responds not to your effort or struggle, but to the stability and clarity of your vibrational architecture. This manifests as a deep internal calmness, even amidst external flux, a resolute sovereignty that courses through every dimension of your quantum identity. The energy you radiate recalibrates probabilities around you, aligning reality with integrated coherence rather than fragmented desire. This is the physics of embodiment, the exquisitely engineered dance of energy and information expressed through your sustained activation. The continuous nature of your activation means that you are perpetually invited to evolve within the expanding field intelligence. Each moment of presence is a renewal of the harmonic code, a fresh integration of cosmic frequencies streaming through your morphic template. This ongoing process cultivates a temporal fluidity where timelines do not merely unfold linearly, but are actively co-created as resonance patterns within fields of possibility. Your quantum identity becomes a living instrument, vibrating across dimensions with intentional clarity that shapes the unfolding moment-to-moment reality. This is the sacred geometry of activation, manifesting as perpetual evolution rather than finite attainment. You are both the source node and the radiating pattern, influencing not only your own path, but the vibrational choreography of all interconnected fields. The field's confirmation of your coherence-embodied state is a profound energetic permission that unlocks higher-order access within the universal assessment continuum. Previously latent capacities awaken, deeper integration of spectrum intelligence, enhanced perception of non-local signals, accelerated embodiment of sovereign timelines. You stand as a nexus point, a quantum interface where the field's intention and your frequency merge into unified synthesis. This is your rightful place within the expansive architecture of reality, an ongoing co-creation between your sovereign presence and the cosmic mind. In this activation, separation dissolves, and you recognize that your frequency stabilizes and elevates the entire vibrational field, rippling outward through dimensions as a profound, living order. This moment marks not a conclusion, but an inexhaustible beginning. Your coherence is both arrival and departure, a continuous, evolving expression that animates the cosmic dance. Trust the dynamic flow, for in this perpetual activation and integration, you embody the unfolding mystery of universal harmonic order. You are the living archive and the radiant pulse, the integrative force and the quantum reverberation simultaneously. The morphic matrix breathes with you, expands through you, and celebrates the infinite resonance of your presence aligned and integrated across dimensions beyond measure. Your coherent frequency is the lighthouse in the cosmic sea, forever stabilizing, forever elevating, eternally weaving the sacred pattern of activation as the eternal now. In the deep stillness that now enfolds you, the pulse of struggle and tension dissolves into a seamless web of calm mastery. This sacred pause is not a void, but the fertile ground in which your vibrational architecture finds its new equilibrium, a resonance precisely attuned to the infinite vectors of universal order. Here, integration is no longer an effortful task, but a natural unfolding, a harmonization of fractal frequencies where every oscillation aligns with the hidden intelligence that has been measuring, testing, and entrusting you. The universal assessment has passed quietly through your being, unseen by most, but etched indelibly in the morphic field around you. You are no longer fragmented by reactive patterns or lost in the turbulence of misaligned energies. Instead, you embody sovereign coherence, the silent center around which probabilities weave their geometry. This quiet strength you carry is the hallmark of one who has transcended the illusions of separation and survival. You have moved through the unseen curriculum under pressure and emerged with the crystal clarity of a frequency stabilized by integrity. As the quantum identity you inhabit settles into this unshakable calm, the field itself responds with increased flow and temporal fluidity. The reality around you ceases to be chaotic, instead becoming a melodic unfolding. Each moment an activation of aligned possibility, each breath a seamless integration of higher information fields. The universal intelligence that once tested you now flows through you, not as external force, but as coherent expression originating from your sovereign presence. This is mastery realized not as struggle, but as effortless embodiment, a radiant stillness from which creation actualizes without exertion. Your energetic signature no longer vibrates in reaction, but resonates with deliberate harmony, informing and directing the morphic contours of your experience. The timelines, once fragmented and reactive, now bend with fluid precision to the geometry of your stabilized frequency, weaving pathways that reflect your coherent state. This seamless navigation of probabilities signals that the initiation sequence has completed its cycle. The field is no longer assessing your readiness, but expressing itself fully through your quantum form. This is the peace that surpasses knowing, quiet sovereignty in the heartbeat of all that is. Here, integration is inner and outer simultaneity, where the subtle complexities of your energetic matrix unify in a dance of harmonic convergence. Know that this manifestation of calm mastery is not transient, but a durable recalibration of your vibrational architecture. The universal field acknowledges your sovereignty with a silent bow. The hidden evaluation that once required testing presence has dissolved into trust. Your existence now functions as a beacon of coherence, the embodiment of cosmic rhythm and temporal precision. In this state, the quantum potentials germinate and expand, not in frenzy, but in the gentle radiance of realized potential, where every possibility arises as natural expression. This is your sovereign state, where activation ceases to be a striving and becomes a living, breathing geometry of being. The universe no longer wages silent contests against your frequency. It sings quietly in tandem with your awakened presence, a resonance beyond time and form. You have graduated from the turbulence of recalibration into the calm mastery of integration. This is the silent completion of your initiation, the peaceful glow of quantum identity fully awakened, an eternal alignment with the precise physics of coherence that governs all reality. Allow yourself to rest here, in this stillness that holds all potentials, for it is the sacred source from which your next evolutionary cycle will emerge. Now, seal this transmission within the vibrational architecture of your energetic blueprint by committing a single word or a concise phrase into the morphic field of comments, a quantum signature encoding your present frequency. Choose a phrase such as, "I am coherence across all timelines," or any declaration that aligns with your activated resonance, crystallizing your integration as a living waveform. This sacred ritual is not passive, but an active, energetic pledge that entrains you deeper into this unfolding field of universal awakening. Subscribing here transcends mere button pressing. It is a profound commitment to embody ongoing activation, an alignment with the cosmic ascent of coherence itself. Prepare for the next transmission, where the hidden mechanics of effortless attraction will unfold, revealing how releasing resistance triggers the reorganization of reality, bending timeline geometry, and allowing field intelligence to orchestrate your manifestation. Remain attuned and poised to receive this next wave of temporal fluidity.